Your average trader completely lacks confidence in themselves and in their decision making. No wonder you don't get results. No wonder you go around in circles. Well, in this video, I'm about to change it for you. I'm gonna share with you non-negotiables. These are practical, you can do them right away on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and it's gonna help you out. If you do these things, it's almost impossible for you to not be held accountable as your journey to becoming the most successful trader that you can be. We're gonna start things off with daily goals. One of the most underrated things that you should be doing. 5, not 3, not 4, 5. You need to tick all of them off, not sometimes do all of them and then sometimes not, every single day. Accountability to the fullest. Now you wanna be planning this the night before. Just think about this, just keep it really simple. Think about what 5 things could you do the next day? So the night before, you get a pen and paper or your journal and you just write 5 things that are gonna contribute towards the bigger vision, or at least things that you know this is gonna practically move me forward and progress me as a trader. And before we get further into this episode, if you're someone who wants to make sure that you're up to date with the financial markets, make sure you're subscribed to our free weekly newsletter, The Market Brief. You're gonna have access to it every single Monday. It takes a few minutes to read and you're always gonna be ahead of the curve. Weekly ASR, Advanced Self-Review. Now you wanna be doing this at the same time every single week. Pick a day. Is it Friday night? Is it Saturday morning? Don't chop and change. Stick to a disciplined routine. This is where you're gonna do your advanced self-review, your technicals and your emotional state. If you do this from an accountability point of view, and why is it important to do it at the same time? Is because you're building that trust with yourself, that you said you're gonna do it every Saturday morning and you do it. By you being in that mode, your mind knows, your subconscious brain knows that if you're doing it every Saturday, 10 a.m., you're in the zone and you're likely to be way more intentional with the positions that you're taking. So when you're analyzing your technicals and you're analyzing your mental performance, you're probably gonna find the reason as to why you're messing up. Where if you were to just do it on a weekly basis, listen, you might get results. I can almost guarantee if you're this intentional, you know 10 a.m., sit down, let's figure this out and let's move forward. You'll progress quicker than just doing it on a weekly basis and trying to fit it in within your schedule. The average trader is looking at their results every single month and going, am I good? Yes, no, good or bad, based off of how much returns you've made. False. You can have an average month and a really great quarter. But what you should be doing on a monthly basis is checking in with yourself. So of course you're gonna see, right, how much am I up for the month, whatever software you're using to track that, whether it's Excel or third party, you're looking at that as a monthly check-in. And then you can see where you're at, but then you're also reflecting on the entire month. So at least you can go, right, have I been intentional this month? Have I done everything that I said I would do? And if the answer is yes, tick, sign it. You need to keep reaffirming. The key to success and accountability is having these things. Like imagine you've now done this, what I've just shared with you, daily, weekly, monthly, that you've done this for, let's say, 3 months. You can go back through all of that and go, yes, I do exactly what I said I was going to do. So you are exactly who you said you are. That builds confidence. Remember, the average trader lacks complete confidence. This is how we build it. This is where the fun starts, quarterly performance. This is where you should be measuring your performance. Not on a daily, weekly, month by month. You can have an average month, great quarter, and even still, you could have an okay quarter and still a great year. However, 90 days, 1 quarter, it's enough of a metric, it's enough data for you to assess. Did you miss loads of positions? Did you perform well mentally, technically? It's enough data for you to work with to be able to see month by month over a 3-month period, how did you perform? Even just that switch, if you flip that within itself, how do you not know that you had, let's say, a break-even month? Your perspective is you interpret that as bad. Then what does that do? Lack of confidence. You then take that type of mentality into the next month, and then you finished a quarter really bad, when really you could have looked at the previous month of, well, look, average month is what it is. However, I performed well. I know that I stuck to my plan. Maybe the results are not there, but my mental performance was good, my organization was good, I ticked off my daily goals, I'd done my weekly ASR every single week when I said I was going to do it. Do you not think that that would then correlate towards compounded success in the long run versus someone who would look at, well, I had a really bad month because it was break even? Again, it's a matter of perspective. You're training for the whole year, not every single month. So review it every single quarter as a metric. It will change the outlook. It will change your whole perspective on how you're looking at your results. Now we're going to get into the next stages of accountability. So what I've been speaking about so far is what you can do to hold yourself accountable. At the end of the day, you need to be able to hold yourself accountable, not rely on other people. But where does other people come into action and how could that benefit you? Well, historically, we've always been better when we're around other people. Like, think about it. We're not meant to be by ourselves. We have always thrived in groups of people. What I have noticed of the traders that I've taught and that have gone the distance and have really pushed themselves, you find common patterns. And what I've always found is that they've got an accountability partner. Now, sometimes that's just one other individual within the community, and sometimes it's a group of 5 or 10. Right? But generally speaking, it's normally a little bit smaller than wider. They use the entire community as leverage, as a space and an environment for them, but on a week by week and sometimes day by day basis, they've got that person or a few people that they can just check in with on a regular basis. And what it does, it keeps them straight and narrow. Going back to the monthly reflection, this can be people that you trust that are not always going to tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Imagine how better your results would be if every single month you met up with a couple of individuals that are in the same space as you, same community, and that you're now reviewing your entire month as a reflection. So you're looking at a check-in of your results because you're naturally going to analyze it, but you're not going to judge it because you're looking quarterly. But month by month, you sit down, you go, right, so how did we perform for the month? You talk about your results, you talk about your mental performance. You then go around and go, okay, so did you do what you said you was going to do every single day? Whether it be fitness, whether it be organization, like whatever you said you was going to do, can you all show each other daily goals? Yep, 5 by 5, tick, 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 tick. Did you miss a day? No? Because you feel embarrassed going there, knowing that someone else that is holding you accountable said that you was meant to do what you was going to do. Now you might come up with excuses. Listen, there will always be a reason. There will always be a justification why you didn't do what you said you was going to do, because you'll let life pressures get in the way. But remember, your success will be directly correlated between how well you can deal with stress. Your performance will be directly correlated to how well you can deal with trading under pressure. So it's important that the daily goals part that you might overlook is the correlation between predicting your success. I can see successful traders within our community and predict whether they'll be successful based on simple metrics like these habits. All of the successful ones, they do this. They do it without fail every single day. It's almost so within them that it's harder not to. That's the beauty of this. When you start building these rock solid habits, it almost becomes harder to fail. So work on it now. It will be difficult, but once it's part of you, it will just be effortless. Now, this is when you're going to take things to an entire new level. Are you ready for this? The accountability video. Now, I've shared versions of this, but I want to give something to the channel here that will be extremely out of your comfort zone. Now, you can do this monthly, quarterly, half year, and yearly. The more intense, the better. You take your phone, pick up your phone, and that you start recording a video. Whatever date it is, let's say you start this on Q4. You're picking up your phone, you're creating a video, and you're gonna literally speak as to the things that you're going to do. So let's say you was gonna do this by month basis. I would literally click record, and then I would talk about it. I would say, right, it's the end of the month reflection, and during this month, I had done exactly what I said I was going to do. I'm really pleased that I've been able to look at my journal and see I've ticked off my 5 daily goals every single day. Even when I was tired, even when I was exhausted, I still ticked it off. I'm very proud of myself that I'd done that. Even through life pressures, I persisted through. I said I was going to read, I'd done that. I said I was going to weekly ASR at the same time. I can confirm I'd done that, and I am who I say I am. Like these reflections, this accountability video, as I'm literally filming it right now, imagine looking back on that on a month by month basis. You just create that video, it could be 2 or 3 minutes, and you basically talk into existence the things that you've already done. Now, what do you think is going to happen when you watch that back? Let's say you decided I'm going to do this on a month by month basis. You're going to either feel a couple of things. You're going to know when it gets to the end of the month and you have to play that video back, and it's either going to embarrass you or excite you. Now, those are some powerful motivators that you could do on literally a month by month basis or quarterly, right? There's no magic science to this part, but it's a form of accountability. And the beautiful part about this is that when you watch that back and you see, I have literally done everything that I said what I would do, how could you lack confidence? You tell me the things that I've told you to do, right? And we'll go through them just really briefly. Daily goals, weekly ASR, monthly check-in, quarterly performance, accountability partner, and accountability video. Think about it. Like, imagine being the type of individual that does this consistently. Do you really think that you would lack confidence? Like, imagine doing that for 3 to 6 months At the 6-month mark, are you really going to look at the videos, the fact that you're on time, you're organized? Do you think you'll lack any confidence? Of course you wouldn't. Now, I know it's not always as straightforward as that. If you want to start going into the deeper realms of the mindset, like why you are the way that you are, why do you respond to certain triggers, why do things frustrate you, and then sometimes you just can't let them go, and something will set you off at the beginning of the day, and for whatever reason you don't have the mental framework to deal with those pressures, and that affects the next day, and lots of self-sabotage, destructive behavior. I get it. Some people's lives are much deeper, the average person is, but from an accountability standpoint, this alone would increase your productivity, your confidence, your performance by easily 30 to 40%, just from that alone. If you want to go into the deeper depths of it, of course, you know, link in the description, the Rewired program is there. You have to go deep, right? For you to understand why you are the way that you are, it's absolutely crucial for your long-term success. Otherwise, you're guessing. But when you're ready to go through it and challenge yourself, on the other side of that is a version of you that you wouldn't even recognize. And even with the things that I've just given you today, you won't even recognize yourself. You'll have a type of confidence about you where other people start to be like, oh, you're a little bit different. You know, I've seen a bit of a change in you. And that momentum cycle, which we have a whole module, by the way, in Rewired, that momentum cycle will compound so fast. You'll just see such a big shift in your results, your demeanor, your aura. People will take you more seriously. You will take yourself more seriously. And then the results will come in. I really hope you enjoyed this video. These are some simple things that I've learned with over a decade of experience in the market. It works. You'll see an impact almost instantly.